My name is Gary Brado, and I'm a documentary filmmaker and an entrepreneur. The economy is in less than perfect shape, and when the jobs go away, there's nothing left to do but get up and get creative. And there are people all over America doing just that. It's estimated that up to 85% of new businesses fail. So I'm going coast to coast to hear the personal stories of the people who beat the odds and started a successful business from the ground up. This is Startup.
The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well. In Walsh College's Business Launch entrepreneurial community, consultants provide advice to aspiring business starters. More information available online.
The Chevrolet Volt, an everyday electric car with gas for longer trips. The nature of things to come. Chevrolet, find new roads.
American Express is proud to support startup and the millions of small businesses that put in the hard work to be open for business in neighborhoods across the country.
This is Startup.
I'm on Main Street in Royal Oak, Michigan, and we're gonna go talk to Tawny, who created Pink Pump, along with several other stores. Now, Tawny learned at an early age from her mother that hard work really does pay off. Let's find out how she took this small idea and is on the fast track to becoming a global brand. Even with today's challenging economic climate, the retail industry has seen an increase in sales towards bolder, more high-end accessories to complement the growing interest in classic and more versatile apparel. Tawny, too, has always been tenacious and highly driven, and she made a decision early in her life that she was willing to do whatever it took to see her dreams come to fruition. The result is a highly successful retail chain with visions of becoming an international brand. I want to know about you as a person, a little bit about your educational history and business. You've built quite, I would say, an empire here. I want to know who you are.
Well, I am actually a lot like my mother, which is scary. My mother came here to this country in 1979, and she had $25 in her pocket. And she was a single parent, myself and two sisters. And she literally raised us, learned English, worked her way through school, and she did it all by herself. I'm book smart, but I'm street smart. And I learned a lot of that from my mom because she was a hustler. She hustled her way to get to this country, and she worked her way through college, and she's just like my idol. And I can attribute a lot of my business sense to her, even though she's not a business owner. She taught me everything I know.
What were some of the hardships growing up that you can remember, if you could share maybe a personal story?
I was the youngest, and honestly, I got all the hand-me-downs. And it's really funny because growing up, we didn't have money, obviously, and as soon as I was able to get a job, I started working, babysitting, tutoring kids in the neighborhood, whatever I could do to earn a little bit of money. The things that I got teased about for not having are the things that I make a living on now.
You're trying to prove something to the people that were making fun of you?
I would say so. I think things like that really do affect you, and you don't realize it until you're in adulthood. And it's really cool because you can channel that negativity, and you can channel any challenges that come your way, and it's all about what you make of it.
Right, so you can let it cripple you, or you can let it motivate you. Did you go to college?
I did. I got my bachelor's degree, and I graduated in 2002. And I opened my first business in 2005. My degree is in business marketing, and it's funny because people say, oh, well, you own a business because you have a degree in business. They didn't pull you aside in college and say, okay, this is what you do, A lot of this was trial and error.
What was your first job?
Got a job for 2 weeks in marketing, got fired, and then went back into the salon business. I worked all through high school and college in a hair salon, and my mom says, what are you gonna do? You're back where you started, but you have a degree. And I said, well, I'm really passionate about the hair business, and I would really like to start my own business. And she looked at me and said, I believe in you. And she was willing to put her money where her mouth was. She gave me her life savings. She said in hindsight, she can't believe she did it, but it worked out for the best. Sure. I actually started the salon with my brother-in-law, an amazing hairdresser. I found a location, started calling on it, winged everything. And a year later, we were open. And it was a challenge. The first 2 years, It's all about trying to break even and try to get a feel for things and kind of find your own flow. I worked as much as I could. I worked during the day and I bartended at night, so sometimes I'd work like 18-hour days just to save up enough money to sustain myself personally, as well as help contribute to the business in any area that I could. The second year after the salon opened, I got this crazy notion in my head that I was gonna open up a shoe store, because I went to a couple of stores and I couldn't find a pair of shoes that I wanted. So I didn't even know what a line of credit was or a business loan, how it worked. I went into the bank and I applied and I got denied. So I said, you know, I need to find a way to get what I want, and if the bank can't give it to me, then I have to depend on myself. And I bought a rental property. It was a duplex. So I renovated it, sold it, took the profits from that, dumped it into an account, and opened up my first store. But that store actually failed within a year, and I realized that either I'm gonna close and be done with it, or I'm gonna give it another try. I took the money that I had saved up and started another business, called it Pink Pump, and now I have a total of 8 locations. In year 5, we really started to see profits coming in, and things were going really great. But unfortunately, my brother-in-law passed away. It was kind of that turning point where I had to realize that this whole business was now on my shoulders. And I had people who worked for me that had families, and they all depended on the business. And I really grew up at that point. I realized that this is no longer fun and games. This is real business.
Men and women's casual dress shoes make up about 40% of the total shoe industry marketplace. 15% of that from men's, and 25% from the sale of women's shoes.
First time shopping at Pink Pump?
No, this is not my first time shopping at Pink Pump. I've actually been a faithful customer for about 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
Why do you like it here so much?
It's unique. Like, I used to shop at like big brand stores, and then I realized that everybody wears the exact same thing.
So you go out somewhere and it's like, you want to run because she's wearing the same dress or
like
shoes
literally,
or something.
that's actually happened to me before.
Oh no.
It was terrible. It was like a cheetah print mess. So I like the fact that at like Pink Pump they have stuff that's different, and there's only like a couple items, and once it's gone, it's gone. You're the only one who has it. So yeah, I like the unique factor about it.
Paint the full picture for us of all of your businesses that are happening right now.
Okay, so right now I have my hair salon, which is in Bloomfield Hills, and I have Pink Pump a couple doors down from the salon, also in Bloomfield Hills. In West Bloomfield, I have P2 by Pink Pump, which is a spin-off concept that I came up with a year and a half ago, about 2 years ago. That is the cheaper, trendier version of Pink Pump. We have my new business that I went into partnership with a couple of good friends from college, and we did a men's clothing store called 218.
Accessories or just clothing, tennis shoes as well?
Everything. It's a men's lifestyle store.
The annual number of U.S. consumer footwear spending reached $20 billion in 2012.
What do you have to say to that person, male or female, that's just starting out, they have a vision, they have a dream, nobody wants to give them any money?
I tell people all the time who ask me, if you really want it, you have to find a way to get the money. Because at the end of the day, a dream is great, but you have to make that dream happen.
Not everyone could walk a mile in Tawny's shoes. It's her unrelenting work ethic and personality that's not only putting Pink Pump on the map, but inspiring other area entrepreneurs to put their best foot forward. For more information, log on to our website and click the link for Pink Pump.
Visit our website at startup-usa.com and like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
What do you call organic food? What did they call organic food in 1950?
No idea.
Food.
Exactly. Exactly.
American Express is proud to support startup and the millions of small businesses that put in the hard work to be open for business in neighborhoods across the country.
The Chevrolet Volt, an everyday electric car with gas for longer trips. The nature of things to come. Chevrolet. Find new roads.
The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well. In Walsh College's business launch entrepreneurial community, consultants provide advice to aspiring business starters. More information available online